So the next step after making comparison matrix, the next step is to create a reciprocal matrix. So we should write all the names of layers in horizontally and vertically, and so please write them as in same order, both horizontally and vertically. So the first is land use, slope, depression, lineaments, precipitation, and SAVI. The same order is here. So and then we should convert this comparison matrix into this denomination value. So in this diagonal sphere we will always have this one value, because we're comparing the layer with itself, as you might see here. So when we compare with itself, it always will be 1. And here we will write for the row, for each layer, we will write the values that we just assign it here. For instance, when comparing land use and land cover with slope, I prefer 3 times prefer slope more than land use and land cover. That's why I will write here 1 denomination 3, because I am comparing land use and land cover with slope. Meanwhile, when comparing slope with land use and land cover, I will assign 3, because I prefer slope more than land use and cover 3 times. So if you should write, if a value have a higher, if a land use land cover have a higher weight, then you should write this value more than 1. Otherwise, you should write with the denomination. Meanwhile, in comparing with, in assigning values to the layers for the row, you should write the value more than 3, more than 1. For instance, 1 denomination 3, here is 3. So depression, in comparison with land use and cover, I prefer depression 3 times more than land use and cover. I can check here. So 3 times. Meanwhile, see, I will write, when comparing depression with land use and cover, I will assign 3 to depression. So I think the logic to create the reciprocal matrix is clear. So do remember that you comparing this in a vertical, in a column, and therefore you should assign values from comparison matrix to the row. And when you created the reciprocal matrix, when you transferred these values from comparison matrix to reciprocal matrix, the next step is to sum in a column, not in a row in this case, but in a column, all values. So you should remember that while creating AHP analysis, while making AHP analysis, we will just change all the time working with column or row. So this might make you some confuse, but if you will repeat it several times, it will be clear when we're just assigning values for the row, and when we summing all the values for a column, etc. So when we create a reciprocal matrix, we will sum all the values for each layer by column, not by row, but by column. So these are my values. See that which I will use in the next matrix.